You guys
Joe, did you just speed past a flyover with a B-2 bomber and some
Yes.
A-10s like it was
Yes.
Yeah,
nothing?
yeah,
Are you
yeah.
Yes.
We're,
serious?
we're
Oh my
well,
God.
I don't want disappointment if it doesn't happen. So,
What's up, Herostock Nation?
Hey everyone, Tom Lamog here with my partner Matthew Jones. Matt, how you doing after Hero Stock?
I don't know. I'm still on the cloud, man. I'm still up there, cloud nine, all that energy. It was so much fun getting to talk and hang out with all these really, really cool people. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what they have planned for 2026, but 2025 for all you new kids out there, the lingo, I think it's bussin'. I think that's what they call it. Um, for my generation, phenomenal, just absolutely amazing time.
Yeah, there were a lot of great things that were happening, from the music to the vendors. The food is really delicious. I don't know if you had stopped at the barbecue truck, but I
Ah,
made.
the bourbon was good.
Oh yeah, that too. But there were a lot of really great things happening. I guess this is our way of saying, if you missed Hero Stock, you missed out. But there's
Oh,
always.
yes, you did.
yes.
I'm gonna bring on our guests here in just a minute here, but just so everyone knows what Hero Stock is about. First of all, Hero Stock is proud to be associated with other nonprofit organizations that align with our own overall mission to bring healing and connection to our heroes. One of those organizations is Operation Freedom Exchange, which strives to provide comprehensive support to help veterans rebuild their lives and achieve the freedom they fought to protect. Today, we've invited their founders, William Joe Chabino and Susan Parnell, to tell us more about Operation Freedom Exchange and an exciting event they've posted on their website. It's an epic, I want to say, an epic party. How else?
At the party.
It's going to be happening in September. Now, Joe, Susan, welcome to the conversation. Welcome to the roundtable.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for
absolutely.
having us.
Now, Joe, I think I ran into you over at Hero Stock. Is that possible?
We
You were with your dog there, who's sitting there on screen with you. The both of you were there, right?
we were there. Jason invited us to come up, and we made the trip up there. It was a great time getting to see all the bands, because a lot of the bands that played there are playing down at our event. So it was great to go up there and meet them, and finally put a face to Jason, even though we've talked, several times face to face on Facebook. But it was nice to actually meet everybody up there and have a good time.
I thought so. Susan, I
Yeah.
don't know if you were there. There were so many people there, and I didn't even get to meet my own teammates on the Hero
Yeah,
Stock
no, I
board.
did not get to go, but I
Okay.
was super jealous. I got to see all the videos and the parachuter, and I was jealous. So I
You
wish I
missed
had got to
out.
go. I missed out.
Yeah. Now, let me just give you a pop question. And regarding the Jeep that was there,
Hmm.
Yes.
have anything to do with that?
Yes.
Because
Miss
Yeah, so
Susan has
a little
done
bit.
all of my
Yeah,
feet.
okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
I suspected as much, only because I've stopped by the website, the Operation Freedom Exchange website, to read the bio about both of you. And I know
Yeah.
Susan, with custom autos and such, in your upbringing, your experience, and now ownership. I'm thinking this is
Yes.
this is such a such a sharp looking Jeep for sure. So
Susan's amazing.
we're going to give you an opportunity to share more about that. But first of all, Joe, let me go to you.
I'm the president of it. Susan and I found this operation. We opened it up together at the same time. And Susan is my vice president. I had to medically retire, and I went to Susan and said, "Susan, this is what I want to do, and I want you to be a part of it." And she jumped on board. And I told her what I wanted to do, and she's been going crazy since then.
I'm going to just share to introduce you first, Joe. I want to take some of the information off of the website itself and then give you an introduction that is really intriguing. Both Matt and I were talking about, there's some names here and some things that we got to ask him about. You served in the U.S. Navy during Operation
Yes,
Desert
sir.
Shield and Desert Storm. The website also mentions your work with a variety of aircraft on ships like the
Yep.
USS Nimitz,
Yep. And
Hard
USS
Stop,
Independence.
and the USS Independence. Hard Stop.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing a story or two about your military career with us? It all just sounds so intriguing.
I went in the military at 17 years old, right out of high school. And, the brotherhood that I had when I was in there, it was such amazing to meet different people from different, countries and all that kind of stuff that served in the U.S. military. And it was just absolutely amazing. And, to have the brotherhood and everybody that watched our backs every single minute we were on the flight deck or the hangar bay where we were moving planes around and flight ops and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy. You had to keep your head on a 24-hour swivel. And, I've seen people blown over. I've seen people suck through engines and blown out. And, they come out surviving when they get sucked through the turbines. It's just crazy. But it's, Desert Shield, Desert Storm was kind of the beginning of chaos for everybody, leading up to where we are today. And it was my pleasure to be there. I wish at times I never got out, but if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today.
How did you get assigned to a ship like that?
I got lucky. I went to boot camp in San Diego. I went to A school in San Diego, and luckily, the USS Independence that came around to San Diego from dry dock, and it was just kind of a flip of a coin, and I got lucky to get it. It was a great ship to serve on, and then I got out. I left there 9 months early because I went to Yokosuka, Japan. So I had 9 months left on my tour. So then I got stationed with VS-33 out of Coronado Island, the world famous Screwbirds. They were S3 squadron, and they were attached to the USS Nimitz. So I mean, both my service stations were great. I enjoyed both of them. Coming back home, we were still there during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and we were moving a C-2 airplane up to the flight deck, and I got smashed by a C-2 airplane in the hangar bay.
No.
And it caused permanent nerve damage to my back, my hips, my legs. But luckily, at that point in time, I didn't want to go home. I wanted to stay.
Mhm.
And since I've gotten out to this current time, I've had, I think I'm up to about 14 back surgeries now, and 6 shoulder surgeries. And I had a great job with the Nucor Steel that I got hired on in 2019. And they treated me great. And with my back just keep blowing out, I had to medically retire. So like I said, over the last couple of years, I bought new trucks and stuff, and I met Susan. I heard about Susan and her shop, and Susan and I have become great friends. And when I told her I had to medically retire, I was like, I've got to find something to do to keep my mind going, because if I don't, I'm going to lose my mind.
And my guess is, and we'll dig into this a little deeper in just a few minutes, is that a lot of what it is that you did there inspired you to really start this nonprofit organization that you started.
And I told her what I wanted to do, and she's like, I'm on board 100%. And she has been.
I have to ask you, Joe, Did you ever get a chance on one of either the Independence or the Nimitz? Did you ever get a chance to really take in the view out there on the water and kind of just take it all in? Like I've never seen that, so just kind of talk me through that. Describe that to me. I want to share that moment.
Let me tell you something. I mean, at days, when you got a little bit of cloud and a little bit of sun coming through, and you may have 10 to 15 foot waves hitting the side of the ship. Just hitting the side of the ship, and you just look out, and all you see is water with no land. It's an amazing, peaceful view. And then at night,
Man,
when you're walking out on these elevators, it's pitch black out there, and all of a sudden you may have a 25 foot wave crash over the top of the elevator that you're standing on. It's quite nerve wracking, but it's adrenaline
you
rushing.
said you said
So I
25
mean,
feet, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's big.
we've seen waves go over the side of the ship. They smack the side of the ship, and then they funnel over the side of the ship, and they land in the middle there, the flight deck.
Wow,
So that's a good 65, 70 foot wave.
man.
Wow. In the dark.
Yeah, it's
That could be
in the dark. It's
that could be pretty nerve-wracking. What just happened?
excuse my mouth, but it's kind of a butt clencher, because you don't know if you're going to get washed off the elevator or the flight deck or what, and it's awful dark out there at night.
Hey, let me go to Susan. Susan, we also had a chance to take a look at the information about, your personal and professional career, giving us some interesting insights about building custom automobiles for much of your life. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, if we go off the year that it started, it would be my entire life almost. But
Your
yeah,
entire
Man,
that's
my
I mean,
dad,
yeah.
my dad started it in '85, and it was a family business for years. I remember being at the car lots with my dad and the owners of the car lots eating ice cream and striping cars when I very first memory with my dad. So I've always been with cars. We built many older cars together. We do a ton of custom builds now, and then just down to just your daily window tints. So we do a little bit of everything, just whatever make your dream come true.
So, what does it really take? What skills did you have to pretty much develop in order to do that type of work?
Yeah, well, tons of different ones. I do all the purchasing. I've done the purchasing since I was 19 years old for the entire shop. So everything is purchased through, but I also do all the sales along with a couple of people now, but I've done sales. So you have to do sales, you got to do purchasing, but then you get into the more creative side of it. How the parts go on, how the installation would break down, what can we modify to make it different? And then you go into striping. You have to have a really steady hand. You have to have a really soft touch for that blade. So it varies greatly, whether I'm rebuilding our bedliner machine with my techs or different things like that. Because I can be 2 rooms down and hear that bedliner machine and know what's wrong with it. Walk in there and tell them, hey, stop, do this. So it's just my whole life.
So, the years that you have put in towards custom auto design and building, and do you have a favorite that you can share with us? And maybe you can talk through what was the life cycle of that process from planning to when it rolled out of the garage.
Yeah. We've had lots of really amazing builds. I think my favorite thing is when I meet with a customer, I'm going to ask them 5 or 6 basic things. Because usually they're pretty nervous. Like, how do we start this process? I don't know where to start. I don't know what I like. I don't know. There's too many options. So asking them their favorite things, those few basic things, and then just running with it and showing them that build. When it's done, the surprise. I love surprising people. So I'm going to tell you maybe 60 to 70% of what I'm going to do, and then you're going to be surprised. And that's my favorite thing, is the surprising part of it and just the general build of it. I like having from the very beginning of just ordering all the parts to the design part of it to the other. One of my favorites is probably we had a white Bronco. I know my Jeep World's probably not gonna love that, but a white Bronco that we did, and it was a Christmas gift poor lady. But the sheer fact that she had no idea and she was just beyond surprised. And I only met with her husband one time and he dropped it off and just said, build this. That was probably one of the memorable ones, but they're all memorable.
I gotta tell you, I'm looking at some of these Jeeps on your website and I'm blown away. Like, I've got a buddy I served with in Alaska, and he drives a Jeep, and he tells me, he's like, Jeep stands for just empty every pocket. And when I look at these, it's like maybe he's telling the truth, because I mean, I saw Joe's and I see the ones here on the website. Holy smokes!
Yes,
Like,
yeah, it does. I mean, and I tell people it is the Lego of cars for people. Like, it is the most customizable vehicle there is. And the GP community has been, I always knew the biking community is tight knit. I love bikes, I love motorcycles. But when we got into the GP community last year, I don't think Joe or I were prepared for how tight knit and how beautiful that community is. Like, it is just extraordinary. Like, they're just great people.
Yes.
You know, Matt, you and I were talking about Jeeps. I think it was you and I, and ducks.
yes,
Yeah.
tell me,
talk
please,
about
for
that?
the
'Cause
love of God and everything holy.
But
The
first,
when
first,
another Jeep comes by, or the rubber ducks lining the dash.
But wait.
Someone talk me through this.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so I don't know. I
Go
know a
ahead,
lady
Susan.
named Allison. She started that, and it was just to make people smile. I think just to be like, "I love your Jeep. It's a beautiful thing. I want your day to be better." And then it just went. And I will tell you that Joe and I have bought in because we just spent money to buy two ducks that are 20 feet tall each. So we really can't say a whole lot about that.
That's serious.
Holy smokes!
That's serious. And by the way, in looking, and we're going to kind of jump to this a little bit later, but one of the events that's taking place at your big epic party has something to do with ducks and Jeeps, Jeeps, and ducks.
And
And
music.
well, that as well too.
Oh
but
yeah, the
I was
music
thinking-
is
I'm just thinking to myself, all right, so, and it says, you know who you are, the one who's most ducked.
It's the
This-
best ducks in the universe because we got an alien ship. So yeah, like they take it serious too. I mean, there's going to be a whole decorated Jeep, and there's going to be ducks in a pond on that Jeep, like literal water. And so it is a serious competition.
That's right.
I never noticed the ducks on the dash of Jeeps, and then my buddy pointed it out to me, and now it's all I see.
Oh, yeah.
Ducks everywhere.
And I'll be looking too now.
There's one of our great Jeepers that we met, and his name is The Guy. And he made an amazing TikTok where it's what happens when a Jeep owner wrecks. And it was just him laying on the ground covered in ducks.
Oh,
was
oh,
great.
Oh man.
oh boy. Is that what we can expect to see at the event itself with yeah, a lot of ducks all over the place? I would imagine it would be. It's
You see a pretty good mixture of our stuff. Like, we got ducks there, yeah, but you're going to see military trucks, 7 tons, tanks, Jeeps, concerts.
Hopefully tanks.
Yeah, flight simulators. I mean, we got a little bit of all kinds of awesome stuff.
Oh gosh. All right. Before we get too deep into that, I want to just kind of take you back to the time about, maybe a few days before you actually brought this nonprofit together. Maybe you can kind of talk to us about the inspiration behind, starting up Operation Freedom Exchange. Joe, let me start with you. What was on your mind when you thought, we really need to do this? Maybe you can talk us through that.
Well, June of last year, we had an incident. They cut my spinal cord in the hospital, and 30 days and 27 days in ICU. It gave me a lot of time to think about it and everything. I did 27 days in ICU and 5 back surgeries to stop the leak. So I had a lot of time to sit there and think. And then, of course, last year, we got through it. It wasn't the best experience for me because like about every 30 minutes I had to go lay down. But I went to Susan after I got out of the hospital and that kind of stuff. And, we'd already been talking about it and that kind of process. And, I picked the best business partner I could pick. I mean, she's amazing. She goes 1,000 miles an hour and she don't stop. And her and I are we feed off each other, you know, the best that any two people can. I can go to her and say, "Hey, I was thinking about doing this in my Jeep." She's like, "I just saw that, or I was thinking about that last week, and I ordered your parts already." So I mean,
Oh
she's
man.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, and to put Operation Freedom Exchange together like we did, and we are very clear about what we do and how we run Operation Freedom Exchange. We are very front forward. Both of us are about it. Our board is very front forward about it, straightforward about it. And I mean, we've got a great board that supports, Susan and I. And it's just, we are 100% about just putting a smile on someone's face, even if it's for one more day.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Susan, your thoughts on getting this underway?
Well, I was just rolling off of doing a car show for a really amazing lady in town that had just had received that doctor information of that she had cancer. So we had just done that. We raised some money for her. So I was thinking that the Jeep event was going to be a little bit closer to the size of that event. And the joke came was like, let's do this Jeep event at the lake. I was like, that's a great idea. Well, we saw how big it was getting, and we're like, you know what, this needs to be a nonprofit. And he's like, well, he's like, we're gonna make this all for veterans. Well, that worked out beautiful. It was an amazing thing. But then we were able to open up for our first responders as well this year, and that was beautiful. My husband's actually on the board, and he's a firefighter, so that was personal to me as well. And the fact that we're able to just help all these people that have done everything to A, give us our freedom, or B, make our lives safer and better, and what they deal with daily. It was a no-brainer.
I
So
do have
I
to
was
ask
all
you.
in.
I do have to ask you on your website. I see where you guys are talking about the two uh, nonprofits that you guys are going to be focusing on, and the canines on the front line. Now, Joe, I know that you have your dog there, which I would like you to introduce them.
Yes.
But I want to know if both you and Susan have had an opportunity to see that connection happen with a veteran or a first responder, someone who's getting a service animal, whether for service or whether for emotional support. Have you been able to see that connection happen? And if you have, can you kind of describe just the feeling with it?
We actually put a gentleman named Tommy through Canines on the Front Line with the money we raised last year. And Tommy has an amazing dog. And I mean, just when you sit down and talk to him, I believe it's a whole different Tommy, because he's got that
It
dog
is.
there that, they can do it. And then, you know, yes, I invited Susan, actually got to come to watch Haas graduate.
Yes.
So,
It did.
it's a, it is a very honor to be able to do it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful experience from the outside looking in to get to see the change of what their battle buddy does for them and what that world opens up. And I know for Tommy, it opened up being more comfortable in public, being
Yeah.
being settled, not being anxious. And just to give that person a little bit of peace, just a little bit of peace is an honor.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I know, like, I've seen videos where veterans have gone in and they've had different service dogs come out, kind of see which ones connect. And I tell you, seeing that happen and seeing, like, you can tell when the bond happens. And
Yeah.
it's just, it pulls your heart right out of your chest. So, Joe, I know that talking about it kind of makes you a little emotional, but I appreciate you sharing that emotion. It's something that if people haven't seen, they need to look for. So I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And even
If I wouldn't have had Haas back last year, I don't know if I would have been able to come out of the hospital. I mean, he was in the hospital with me every single day. So
it's a beautiful.
It's amazing the impact these animals have on all of us. I mean, they're extensions of us, when we're down or we're in the mud, there he is right there. He's
yeah,
through and through, day in, day out. And it's an amazing thing. And I love seeing people get the support and the help that they need, especially in the form of, emotional support animals or service animals. So it's really amazing.
oh, well, thank you.
Hey, let's go on to the
Thank you.
SAFE program. The SAFE program itself provides immediate financial support, long-term care to the families of firefighters, law enforcement officers, and EMT who have died or suffered career-ending injuries in the line of duty. It's on your website. That's what I was just reading. Can you talk a little bit about that program?
Yeah, Joe, Susan's husband, like she said, is a firefighter, and he brought this to our attention, which is it's a great organization. It's based out of Kansas City. It's out of the Kansas City Crime Unit. They are the ones that host it, and it's a one-time pay. It cover we pay for the county as a whole. It covers all first responders in that county, even if they're
Yes.
volunteers. So if they were to get killed in the line of duty, they come within 24 to 48 hours. They write a check for $40,000 to the family. They help out with college assistance.
Wow.
Susan, you can go into a little bit more.
Yeah, they'll help put those kids through school. It's immediate help for that family in their worst days. And so we hate the thought of that having to be there, but we are thankful that it can be there to support. So
help out at the beginning.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's called Safer, and they're a great nonprofit, and we're very excited to be working with them this year. And we'll be covering the Pettis County area with that endowment, and then along with other things. So those would be our canines on the front line, getting some veterans their service dogs, and then Safer this year. But then we also have some big plans for Thanksgiving that we're pretty excited about as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, when it comes to these two programs, do they have to, in order to enroll in these? I see that there is an enrollment page on your website. Is that the first step that they need to go through that process of enrolling through you to get to these programs?
Yeah, canines on the front line. You can go on there and you can apply through canines.org, caninesonthefrontline.org, and you can go on there and apply. And Jason is the director of that. He is a veteran also, so he's the main guy for Canines on the Front Line now. And like I said, he put Haas through training and that kind of stuff for me. So to get a service dog, you can go through there, and they reach out to us. If they're looking for someone to sponsor a vet or a first responder that needs something, they'll pick up the phone and call us and see if we're able to help. So that's kind of like the first start of it.
Yeah.
All right, real good. Well, you know what? The other thing that I see on your website that seems to be getting a lot of attention involves Jeeps. And it's in September.
Yeah.
But, I don't know that I even want to start to explain this. I'm going to let you both take care of, talking us through the process itself. First of all, what is it called and where is it at?
It is called Lake of the Ozark Jeep event. It is in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. So we are super excited about this. And I mean, Susan's been doing amazing work on Never Forgotten, getting him ready, her ready, or whatever you want to classify her. She's ready. She's getting ready. She's getting ready to go. And I know Got Your Six is almost ready. And I'll be honest with you, this woman never stops, and I mean, she has such an open mind with creativity that she has to do what she does.
It's going to be epic from what I can tell. I mean,
it's going to be out of this world.
Yes.
It's going to be out of this world.
Yeah, so it will be held on Bagnell Dam Strip. So it's like a historic, beautiful strip right above the dam. and they are actually going to let us have it for 2 days. And we get
Yeah.
to be, I don't know. I guess I thought that was a good idea. I don't know. We'll see. But we get it for 2 days. We're having
What are the
a
dates on
40-foot
that?
stage built there.
The
Oh,
dates are
September
September
25th through the 28th.
25th through
Yeah,
the
September
28th.
25th through the 28th. Yes.
That sounds like more than
It's a
2
long
days.
event.
Well, the
2 days and a
the
wake up,
20
you know.
the
There's a
25th
pre-party.
is all our vendors. Yes, all our vendors are coming in that day, getting everything set up, and then we have a pre-party starting at 6 o'clock. That's going to be an encore. Everything's going to be. It's free to get in. We've got 2 new Nashville recording artists that will be coming through town. They're going to be playing about 30, 45 minutes each. And then we have Cherry Pistols. They are 80s, 90s rock band. They're going to be playing from 7:30 to 11:30
Mhm.
and just tearing the
Yep.
place up. It's going to be loud, exciting, with all our vendors there, all our Jeepers there. And then Friday morning, we kick off the floodgates.
Big event, the big event.
Yes.
I know that there are some hero stock performers. They've actually performed at some of the events that we've held in the past, from Shannon Book and Hockett and even Braille Steiner as well too, that are making an appearance. Which is kind of one of the things that we're kind of partnering you guys with, is kind of like, you know what, we both know musicians. Why not take some of ours as well too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason's been great hooking us up with artists,
Amazing.
and we can't say more. Thank you more than enough for that. We are looking forward. We got Trevin Dawson this year off The Voice. Susan, a couple of the other two
Oh,
that are
yeah.
playing
We
off The
got
Voice.
Braxton off The Voice. We got Jalen Johnston off The Voice. All of those are on Friday. And the Briella Steiner on Friday as well. Cedar Creek on Friday. And then Saturday rolls in with Shannon Book, Hockett, and Tony
Hockett?
Drink. Yes.
Caravan's going to
Yes.
be there too. One of the locals here in Nebraska. It's exciting to see these names. It's like, wow, I know who they are. They're going to put on some great shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're giving them a heck of a stage to do it on.
Yes.
Oh, dude, Matt, we need to go. We need to.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah, we
need to
should.
come down there. We
Come
also have
on.
the Kansas City Chiefs DJ in the Black Diamond transforming vehicle. It all separates and transforms out. He's going to be like bringing the beats. You can dance in the street if you want.
Whoa, hold on. Let's just pump the brakes on the dance thing,
Hey,
okay?
well, hang on. And we got Jack Daniels sponsoring this thing. So
Okay,
the shot
Yes,
girls
okay.
are
and
together.
and Budweiser.
Oh,
And Budweiser.
And
Loosen some of
Budweiser.
those inhibitions. Maybe you get out there and dance. Yeah.
There you go.
it does say a party here, so why not, right?
Oh,
There you go.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've got epic games and giveaways. Anything you want to say about that we should know about?
We got the poker passport game.
Uh-huh.
We have all the businesses down there, certain bars, part of that. We have, I think, Catskin Leather we're giving away with that. So we're giving away big prizes with those things. And then we've got, I have to put a shout out to somebody because they jumped on from day one.
Huh?
Springfield Armory and Reese
Yes.
Development. These guys
Yes.
have made this possible. So I'm just going to start with that
Yes.
right there. But on to the games. Then we also have this really neat game where you're going to go to these different businesses. You'll collect custom glow in the dark wristbands. And then when you get back, you get a custom engraved dog tag and a prize. So, yeah, just fun.
I want one.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to make it have A10 bullets, but I guess that's illegal.
now, let me ask you this. I would probably, be told that you should ask this question, but if you're a Jeep owner, what's in it for you for this? Oh, if you are coming with the Jeep, there are things that are obviously happening for those who have a Jeep. What are they?
Susan may change answers wrong, but the thing about it is, though, last year when we did this event, we met so many amazing people, and the friendship that we've made with these people, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
We call most of the people we met last year family because they don't quit either. They believe in what we're doing, why we're doing it, and they just keep going.
Yep,
It's
they are our
unbelievable.
Jeepin family. So, I mean, community, the community that you feel. I remember one Jeeper, and I won't say his name, I won't call him out right now, but he was so anxious. And he's a veteran. He pulled down and we put him on the middle because he had this really beautiful gladiator, had an eagle screaming down the side. We put him down the middle, and his wife said, "He's anxious. This is our first Jeep event." I looked at her, I said, "Mine too." She just got scared her. But at that point, she's like, "Well, I'm just gonna kind of tag around with you guys." But then we made sure they had a ride up the hill because he has trouble walking. We made sure we were with them, and I swear we talked to them every day, every once a week. We talked to them. So the
Yeah.
community, you felt alone, you no longer feel alone. The party, showing off all that hard work on your Jeep, all these things they love. But then, we have some awesome prizes, and all this entertainment that we got Jason to help us with is for them. We could shut the strip down and just have a DJ or a radio play, but the live music and all that is, we just want to make it the best time possible for all of these people, veterans, Jeepers, everybody.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. I want to go.
I
Well,
don't know what it
You should
is. Every
come. Like,
time
seriously, I'm gonna just make you be the MC though. Like, I need an MC, so I got jobs for you guys. So don't think you don't get just hang out at the Jack tent.
oh my goodness.
Man.
I gotta tell you, I would be there in a heartbeat. I just got back from Nebraska, from
Yeah.
Herostock. I live here in California, so I need to stay close to my dogs as well too, because after being gone,
Okay.
it's like you can't go again. Sorry. Definitely keep an eye on what you guys are doing out there. Joe Chabino and Susan Parnell are both with Operation Freedom Exchange, and they have been with us for the last 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
Are there any closing comments that you would like to pass on to Herostock Nation about anything we talked about? Susan, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to start with thank you, Jason. Thank you, Herostock. Thank you, guys. It was great talking to you. Great meeting you today. Come out. If you don't have a Jeep, that's fine. Come out and party with us. We want everybody to join the community.
Fantastic. And Joe, any closing thoughts?
We are working on having the parachute jumpers that were down there in Nebraska or up in Nebraska. They are coming down to jump.
Oh, bravo, Zulu. Okay.
Yeah, so they are coming. We are working on getting a flyover done, hopefully by the B-2 bomber or some A-10s. So, I want everybody to come out, enjoy this event. Like Susan said, even if you don't have a Jeep, come down on the strip, be a part of the weekend, and see what it's about, see what we're about. And let's have a hell of a time. And thank you, all of you guys at Herostock and everything.
Lake of the Ozark Jeep 2025 is September 25th over at the Lake Ozark is where that's at. And there are more details if you stop by Operation Freedom Exchange's Facebook page, their website. Susan, Joe, thanks again for hanging out with us.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time.
What's up, Herostock Nation? Tom Lamog here, coming to you from the site of Herostock 25 at Country Drive Live in Ashland, Nebraska, with my good friend, U.S. Army veteran, singer-songwriter, and our show's co-host, Matthew Jones.
What is going on, everybody?
Well, last week we concluded the series. We actually did mention the Herostock Nation podcast. The agreement that I made with Jason was basically we would be doing this until the end of Herostock, and we are almost there, which basically means it's time to make some transitions here, right?
Yep.
So we wanted to take a minute to let everyone know what the plan is, because last night in my conversation with Jason is basically keep going, keep doing it. So Matt and I have talked about maybe carrying on, and we've actually come up with a new name for the Herostock Nation podcast. Would you like to introduce it?
It's going to be called The Roundtable, where heroes talk.
I get it. Heroes Talk, Herostock.
Yep, absolutely. A nice little play on words.
And we've actually lined up our first guest, and we'd like to introduce you to that individual now. And that happens to be none other than Shannon Book. Shannon, it's great to see you, man. You've got such a role with Herostock, and we're hoping that maybe you can share a little bit with you. But how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. God is great, and I'm blessed every day.
Absolutely.
In the middle of it all, I'm telling you, when you were on stage yesterday and the rains came down, you had to be thinking, what now?
I mean, it's never good to see a storm in the middle of a performance, or, and you think that, well, this sucks. Everybody's going to have to, but at the end of the day, what really happened is everybody had to come inside.
Yeah.
So I had the best crowd for everybody. I had the best crowd for the whole show. So, and then everybody went outside back to their booths and all that stuff. So I literally had the best crowd for the whole show.
You did.
And
you did.
I
kept them inside.
The good Lord provides, I promise you.
Absolutely, brother.
The good Lord provides.
I know you were up on stage yesterday and you said, I ain't stopping for no rain.
Nope. I ain't stopping for no rain.
I ain't stopping for nothing.
A storm in the middle of a performance. Nobody wants to see that as an artist, but that's what he did. And he did that for me. I feel like he did that for me, and I'm cool with that.
Put it in his hands.
Yeah, man. I give it all to him every day.
Absolutely.
It was really incredible to see, because everyone did end up moving. Most of the people moved in, obviously, because it was torrential. And you had a full house. You did.
I did. I will say that he definitely made it humid up there. And by the time we got done, you could look at my set list, and most people were like, "How'd you do that without any sweat up there?" And I was like, "You obviously didn't see my set list, because it was bludgeoned with sweat drops all over it.
Oh, yeah.
The heat was starting to run and everything."
That's how many times you wiped your head, man.
I was up there going, "Shoot, let's go!" Yeah, it was a good time.
It's not hot up here at all, guys.
Nope. And you know what's funny is both my bass player and my guitar player both had fans. And the drummer had a fan, and he didn't know he had one. He didn't turn it on.
Yeah.
I didn't have a fan. I was just sitting up there.
You were working it. It's funny because the winds got up. Well, they said 50 miles an hour, but you never know that.
No.
From your vantage point.
Yeah. Well, I was also here 2 weeks ago when they were like in Omaha. It was like 130-mile winds.
Yeah, it was insane.
So what is it? Are you bringing the winds with you from Texas? Is
Apparently.
that the deal?
Winds of change, man. Winds of change,
baby. Winds of change. That's right.
Now let me ask you. This year it was a rock set.
Yes, sir.
Last year was an acoustic set.
Sure.
Both times you opened. What did you think? Was it harder? Was it easier? Was it more fun? What do you think?
To be completely honest with you, either one is. I just like performing. I enjoy doing what I do, and I do what I do. How do I say this without sounding like an idiot? I do what I do to help connect people. And for the longest time, it was to people, so people would be connected with each other and realize that they don't have to live life alone, or they don't have to do all the things that are hard about life by themselves. But more so nowadays, it's more about connecting people to the things that have healed me. And that's more important to me than anything else. So to me, it doesn't really matter whether it was an acoustic set or it was a rock set. Logistically speaking, bringing a band on the road is never easy.
Yeah.
And it's expensive, and it's tough, and it's not. People talk about herding cats. It's not like herding cats. It's like herding worms. Like, no joke. It's like herding worms, man.
I've not heard that before.
You haven't. You're welcome. But also it's amazing, and I owe a lot of that to my fiance Christina, because that woman is a rock star, and she does a ton of work for me
behind the scenes. These are things that we really don't know about. We know of Shannon Book, we know of your music, we heard you're bringing a band, but there are obviously things that happen behind the scenes that we never know about. Like
absolutely
this.
Well, I mean, and that's just life in general. There, like, people don't understand that about the music industry. There are so many things behind the veil of this screen. Like, people don't realize what's on the other side of this screen. There's, like, generally, even in this situation right here, this is a small production, but still, it's a production. People don't realize there's 2 cameras here. There's a computer system. There's 3 people talking in the same room. There's a bunch of people walking in and out of the doors.
Yeah.
And,
Really? I don't.
But my point is, people don't understand what's going on the other side of this camera, and they think that it's just look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, and it's not. There's a whole team on the other side, and the other team, the other part of that team, generally doesn't get a lot of glory.
Hey, so let's go. Let's talk about last night. Favorite moments, whether it be the performance or the MC, because you did the MC role as well too. Was there something that stood out last night to you as being one of your favorite moments?
To be honest with you, the whole night was awesome. The whole night was awesome. My favorite part about all of it, well, there are so many favorite parts. I got to see a guy I haven't seen in 15 years yesterday. And that was amazing. Buff Kloppenberg showed up and drove 3 hours just to come here to watch me perform, and then hang out, and then drove 3 hours home. And that was amazing. Hanging out with Betsy Ross and all the people here that are, getting to see you and getting to see you guys, and all of that stuff is amazing. I think for me, the performance was awesome. The performance was fun, and it went off a lot better than I expected, because we only practiced 1 day prior.
Wow!
As a band,
you guys rocked it. For sure.
Yeah, you guys sounded pretty tight.
We appreciate it. Those boys worked really, really hard.
That's what your guitar. I stopped and talked to your guitar player for just a little bit, because you have no idea how hard we practiced, how much you would rehearse.
They did all that stuff.
Like it sounded really tight.
Did all that stuff prior to, and prior to everybody else, whatever. But we practiced when we got here. We practiced when we got here in Lincoln, and we practiced in Mike Rye's basement, which was amazing. And Mike Rye is a great dude, and I'm so grateful for that guy. Phenomenal artist, phenomenal musician, phenomenal guitar player, super knowledgeable about the music, world, and just music theory, period, and in applying it to his craft. But all of that stuff, like, we practiced, and by the time we got done practicing, we practiced for probably about 3 hours. And that was our first practice. That was our first practice as a whole band.
Did the time go quickly during work?
Too quick.
Too quick. Too quick. Is it because it was fun?
No.
Well, it was just all work.
No, it was not fun. As a matter of fact, we were ready to claw each other's eyes out before it was over. We were done.
Is this another behind-the-scenes secret?
Yes. I have no secrets to hide. I don't. I'm not.
Tell it like
sorry.
it is.
You're not gonna get me to hide. There ain't gonna be no fluffing pillows. None of that trash.
But it's just like you mentioned. These are the things that people on the other side of the screen don't see.
And by the time we were done, everybody was like, "Man, this is going to be rough tomorrow." And those boys, and this is why I tell you that those boys came over here yesterday, all day yesterday, without me, and worked through the songs, the whole set. And by the time we got up on stage, it was done.
You guys sounded awesome,
was
man.
Done.
I remember telling
those cats are professionals, and I promise you, I am grateful for each and every one of them.
I remember telling you, I had never heard, because I'd seen you perform at a couple of the Herostock smoke-offs, and seeing you play, and there's something to be said about it. You love the music, and you can see it when you play. But I had never heard Shannon Book with Deliberately Broken full band, and it blew my mind, man. I was taken back. I was like, holy crap! I know these people.
Right.
I get to be a part of the same programs.
That's cool, brother. Listen, I love you, man. You're amazing, and I'm grateful for you too. So thank you for that. I'm glad I blew your mind.
I'm glad to be a part of something bigger than myself.
That's how I live my life every day.
And I gotta ask, so when you come to Herostock and you perform here at Ashland, the atmosphere, the people, the camaraderie, what does that do to you as a person who's playing the music? How does that help kind of motivate, inspire, and create more energy?
That's a great question, man. That is a great question. So to answer your question, what does this do for me? this makes my chest open up, and my heart is just bare and open and vulnerable. And vulnerable to everybody around me. And that's the most important thing to me ever.
There's a beauty in that vulnerability.
It's the best thing in the world for me.
So
it's the best thing in the world for me, man.
let me ask you, what would you say to those who have come and seen your performances and listened to your music that are trying to get into music? What would you say to them about maybe confidence with vocals, or finding the groove in their playing style? What kind of tips would you give them to kind of help them through those tough times?
There are so many. There are so many. I love the fact that the digital era brings a lot to the table nowadays, and I love that it makes things a lot easier and a lot faster to accomplish and experience. But what it removes is the honing of the craft. And if you've ever sharpened a blade, there's a process.
Yeah.
There's a process. And it goes from one rough stone to a lighter rough stone to a lighter rough stone. You gotta do both sides.
Yeah.
You can't just do one side, you gotta do both sides. And they have both gotta be done even. And so honing that skill, whether it's your vocals, whether it's your guitar playing, I think you should have a vocal. If you're a vocalist, you should have an instrument. I don't care what it is, whether it's piano, kazoo, whatever, it doesn't matter. But have an instrument because it helps you write. It's part of the process. Music theory is important. It's not just a stupid lesson, it's science. It's science. They don't call it 440 for a reason, for no reason. 440, 438. Those are things for a reason.
Yeah, you play within those frequencies to develop new sounds.
Right.
Completely different.
Those are standards for sure.
Those are standards, and those standards were set by people like Bach, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, all those people back before you guys even, back when music was something that was just a bunch of wooden things put together to freaking make noise on.
When I got my degree at Wayland Baptist University, one of the classes I had to do was kind of a music history class.
Yeah.
And
you learn a lot.
Where music was and where music is today.
Right.
If it interests you at all, go back and look at it.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
I mean, you take an overture back in the day, back when they were doing overtures. An overture is a piece of music that lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
It lasts for an hour, and it takes you on a ride. The whole piece. Bach's, man, I'm not even going to get into freaking pieces, but you listen to an overture from Tchaikovsky, and you want to talk about, there's a war in the middle of that song. There's a whole war in the middle of any of them. There's a war, there's a time of peace, there's a time of sadness, there's a time of sorrow, there's a time of grief, there's a time of love, there's a time of happiness. And it's all there in one piece.
It's like capturing the world in an hour.
That was better than movies ever were.
Oh yeah.
It's like a book and a movie. I think I'm gonna read the book because it's gonna give you more information.
I like watching movies.
I do too.
I'm a big Lord of the Rings and Hobbit guy.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I know I had admit that on
Me too.
And but I love watching, like, they have the orchestra up there while the movie's playing in the background, and they're making all these noises with the orchestra. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
And so getting back to what you said, anybody who's getting into this field, honing that craft, like sharpening a good sharp blade, is the most important thing you'll ever do for yourself. Trying to do it fast, there ain't nothing in that. It's empty, it's hollow.
I think I heard someone reference that, like doing anything in life is kind of like forging a knife. You know, you're going to spend a lot of time in the furnace, and you're going to get cooked. And then as soon as you get some reprieve and they pull you out of that
you're
furnace,
gonna beat the
they're going
trash
to
out of
beat
it.
you with a hammer.
That's right.
And then they're going to put you back in. You know, and it was about just trusting that process. And then at the end of it,
How did it work for you as a soldier?
Yeah.
You didn't go into freaking boot camp for freaking 8 to 10,
Yeah.
18, 14 weeks to just go in there and hang out and eat snacks and, you know, hang out with boys.
put in the furnace and you were shaped.
You were shaped. We all were.
So-
We all were. And that's how it's done. That's how everything that has ever been worth anything is done. There's nothing on life. There's nothing in life that's worth a nickel that is done without friction.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
Hey, let me just change the subject and stay on music. The musicians. I know I saw you walking around and talking with the band members and the musicians. What's that experience like for you?
It's man, that's a loaded question. Because I've done a lot of things in the musical world, but you know, there's a lot of performances that I saw yesterday that were just amazing. You know, Die Tired. First of all, I love Jim and all those boys, and those guys are great, and they're amazing artists and amazing musicians, and I can't wait to hit the road with those guys. We're gonna talk about maybe doing some time, you know, from where they're at, and we're down in Texas. They're gonna come down and open for us at a couple shows in Texas. We're gonna do like a little stint up there with them, and then we're gonna try to do all that stuff. But just those guys as they are, period. They're just awesome people.
Amazing.
And all of that stuff being said, then, you know, Gallivant. I'll be honest with you, when I walked up and saw Gallivant doing a sound check, I was like,
I get it.
what
I get it.
in the F-bomb is about to happen right here? Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching a 70s porn and it was about to get stupid.
Oh, man.
And I was like, I literally walked up on stage.
Definitely, yeah,
I walked up
resonated
on
with me,
stage
for sure.
when I was getting ready to MC and bring them on. I was like, I feel like we're about to watch a 70s porn and it's all going to go sideways.
the cutoff.
And they were completely all about it. Like, they were completely all about it.
sure. Yeah.
And that's where I coined the freaking porn raised corn star.
You did mention that last
Porn
time.
raised corn star, and they're like, we're gonna coin that. I was like, you should.
Yeah, that'll be on the next album.
Yeah, and boy did Gallivant walk off that stage and own the whole place.
They
Own
did.
the whole place.
Memorable thing about the performance for me was the triple drum solo.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's one of many.
And or the musical instrument swap.
They all are really multi-instrumentalists for sure. They made that clear in our last interview with them, but that was captivating to watch.
Absolutely.
And then they take the
Absolutely.
drumsticks and out to the audience it goes.
Oh yeah, he's like, hey man, I'm sorry I hit you, and he goes, I don't think you hit him. I think he caught it. I can't see it. It's just a really great show, and they were all wireless, and they all came off the stage, and they stood on the tables
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It was that to me, that's what performing is.
Yeah.
That's what performing, and they brought it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Lockjaw, what a freaking phenomenal band.
Oh my
I mean, and those boys are all dedicated to what they're doing, and I have absolutely complete respect for those guys because they're purchased, they're bought in, and those
they are good.
Those dudes hone their craft. That is what it looks like when you hone your craft. That's what it looks like when you guys put a freaking band together and you put it on the table, and everybody puts their piece of the puzzle on the table.
Yeah. Shannon, hey, listen, we'd like to thank you for showing up for our
Absolutely.
first podcast for the Roundtable, where heroes talk.
Absolutely.
The brand new name. And I just want to let everyone know, if you are a veteran or a first responder, Gold Star family member, you got a story to tell or a song to sing, or maybe something you've written as an author, we'd really love hearing from you. tom.herostock@gmail.com is how you can get a hold of me, and we'll put you on the air with us.
Absolutely.
So, Shannon, thanks again.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right.
You've been watching The Roundtable, where heroes talk, a Herostock Nation podcast. Next week, join us for our conversation with U.S. Army and Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran John Hensley. He'll be sharing some of his stories and original music from a new series of recordings he's recently made. Hope you can join us. For Matthew Jones, I'm Tom Lamont. Thanks again for listening.